off. I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. I'm kind of getting used to doing these type of morning videos for you guys. I don't mind it. And I'm sure you guys don't mind it either. If you do, you guys can always let me know, stick to singing or whatever. But I did see some things in the streets and I came on here to talk about them. I did. Came over here to talk about them. Oh, man. He's telling us about it. Oh, I'll tell you later on. But yeah, what I seen in the streets, man, Brian was going off on Pastor again, and they'll be back cool, hopefully. I don't know what he said, but Brian was telling the truth. You know, a lot of people don't really go over there for politics. People try to come on to YouTube to escape all that type of talk. So when you start to become like CNN a little bit and the news, some people may want to listen to it, but everybody don't want to listen to it. A lot of the times people are waiting to see who's going to hit a link and who's going to drop down in the chat so you can, give your feedback. It's the truth. It is. But hey, that's just how it is. That is just how it is. But I wouldn't be upset, Brian. It is what it is. I mean, look, like they told me, we choose to do, kind of hit links and maybe drop down. We choose it. So, maybe we may not like we may not like a little bit of the truth, but hey, it is what it is. That's why I choose not to hit it. Because if you're bragging about how much money you made, there's no need for me to continue to help you make that money. That's why Brian, I always wanted you to stay on your channel. Because, I mean, you are monetized, ain't you? I mean, if you're not, you working on, really to getting back, to that. And I hope you can, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with a little extra income. It's not. He said, hello, Castro. Stop going over there to Wilson's period because he doesn't respect he doesn't respect nor appreciate y'all. Well, I understand that. And that's why I'm over here doing what I do because I don't want to be played with like a toy, and then be disrespected, getting called out your names. You don't even have to cuss at him. If he feel like you are getting upset, all of a sudden you're mad and he's not mad and he's not taking this stuff seriously. But in my head, if you got to hoop and holler and cuss and your voice gets elevated, you're upset. And you know what? You're taking it seriously. Usually, I would say you can easily pull one of my numbers and just kind of just pay it us. If you don't really care about you don't have to give it too much attention. You really don't. And you know what, Catherine Powell been getting used too. She don't. Even though she can't tell yet, but I don't think he cared for her either. Because she one day she was trying to make a point to him because they was having a conversation, and she may have disagreed to what with what he was saying, which I did too. I was sure agreeing with Catherine Powell. I mean, but yeah, I was agreeing with her, and he didn't agree with it at first. Really at all. I don't think he did. And he was kind of coming at her a little fly. Like, we damn. I ain't gonna lie. He said if you need to talk to his talk to Brian. Oh no, okay. I see what you're saying. Link or your and see if Wilson hits your link to support you. Well, he's not gonna hit any link over here. He doesn't. It's certain people that he may choose to hit the link, which that's his prerogative. Because I don't really hit everybody link like that either. But you would think someone that got a lot of traction to their channel, they'll be trying to reach out and be more supportive. A lot of folks don't be so supportive nowadays. It's like it's all about me, 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 me. And I make the money. Come to my channel. Let's do an interview. You know, we all know the ones the ones that's really like that. We know the ones. hmm You said some people poke into somebody's experience and retract abuse, and then they pretend to be a victim. Yeah, they do. They do. How you doing, Kishana? If someone doesn't support you, don't support them. That's right. Who look, I'm learning. Even though I've kind of already kind of knew that, because just really doing this stuff for some years, you will when it first hit you, you will kind of know shit. Let me bag up, let me kind of bag up away from you, because it seemed like we're not on one accord. So therefore, I used to support you, but now it's like now I gotta kind of just can do me. you know, and even if that means unsubscribing too as well, you know, because some folks gonna let you down. That's why I don't look at anybody like they are just so grand and and this and that. Look, I take everybody for face value how they are to me. You know, I ain't saying I used to look good. I used to look at you like something, but now I'm nothing to them now. They told me this. I didn't tell them that shit. I don't look at people like that. And I mean, the only person I'm looking up to is God. Okay, I support my friends and I support my family, and the supporters. I support them. Yes, indeed, I will support y'all and have some love. And with that, you never know what I could do. It depends. Just catch me on a good day. It is what it is. And sometimes, like they say, you got to keep your enemies closer. You know what? I could have easily blocked a few disrespectful people, but I ain't. I feel like shit. You know what? Talk your stuff, because you're no different than me. You're no different than me. Because honestly, I don't have to put too much of my energy in certain things anymore like I used to. I used to think it was important for me to get my opinion out, but now, whenever I get up, if I feel like it, I feel like it. If I don't feel like talking about it, we ain't talking about it. Don't ask me no questions. I'm not answering shit. I'm not answering our goddamn things. I know you want to be nosy, and you don't mean any. It's a lot of times, a lot of people don't be meaning no good. So it's best to stay on mute. Just stay on mute. See, I'm mad that you're in Little Rock, and we never hung out. When I get back from Cali, we can go out to do something. Okay, that's cool. Well, yeah, we can. Just let me know. You said I live in Southwest. Okay, I didn't know that. My mom stay off of Baseline, so you may see me out there one day. Hopefully I'm looking up the part. Hopefully I'm looking up the part. You said yes, God will. You said God will work things out for you and find you a church to join close to where you live. Oh, I got one. It's right up the street. I go to St. Mark. Kishana may know she knows where that at. She knows where that. She knows where that's at. Yes, Cindy, I haven't been in a minute though. But I gotta say this though, even with that ministry, it's a little weird sometimes. I don't know. I just noticed a lot of gayness. Let me stop. Let me stop saying that on here. Let me stop saying that. Stop. I'm not trying to say no hate speech. I'm just saying. One day I went up in there, and I went up in there. It was like the whole choir was. I was just amazed. I was just amazed. I was like, okay, y'all sing, y'all. I didn't get a chance to hear them sing, and I just, I know how to. I pay attention to the room. I pay attention to the room. Okay, I did. I'm like, damn, there's a lot of y'all. Woo, the things you see on the streets, boy. Well, really out here in this world. It is something. It is something. But yeah, it's just best to stay on your own platform. Don't be trying to hit everybody link, because everybody don't have that same love for you. And then times out of 10, some folks just want you to build their channel up. And it don't matter who it is. You said, have you considered taking classes at a trade school? Things are in the work right now. I'm trying to get some things in order. So yeah, no worries. That's in the works. But yeah, what I was saying, had to throw me off. What I was saying. Oh my goodness, I hate when I have brain farts. Ain't that ridiculous? Ain't that ridiculous? What I was saying. Yeah, but yeah, it's best to stay on your own damn channel. If you want to hit a link, hit a link. Oops. If you want to hit a link, Uh, we, if you wanna, if you wanna do that, that's cool. You can do it. But me personally, I won't be doing it. Not for everybody, you know. Now, if the conversation is a little spicy with people that I know that's been spicy with me, yeah, I'm gonna be messy as hell. I gotta be, because they always be messy towards me, and they always got something to say about my business. So, since I put it out there, and really since it's out there, oh, that's a tongue twister. Since it's out there, you know, ain't nothing I can do. So there, but I can have an opinion. Freedom of speech, hell, freedom of speech, and I hope they don't get mad about it, because I had to let Ro know that and Brian know. I think I'm well on here. I'm just letting you know I ain't trying to down you. I ain't mad at you, because y'all give me constructive criticism. So how come I can't give it back? I don't mind giving it back to you, because I know y'all gonna cuss me out after this one. Look. I'm just waiting in the cut to get cursed out again. And then we be back friends again. But I don't mind the cursing out. Hell, just tell me how you feel. I don't give a damn shit. It ain't that deep for me, shit. At the end of the day, I don't really know you like that, and therefore I don't have any ill feelings towards you. Now have you did something personal and hurtful to me, yeah, I probably wouldn't want to fuck with you. But if you just really just giving your opinion and you may have to curse in it, hey, we still can have a conversation. Whether on here or maybe offline, it depends. But I really prefer to do it on online, because giving your people your numbers nowadays is you're taking a risk. You're taking a risk. You're taking a risk. You're taking a big risk. You said you said honest road once, Tommy. Um, I don't know about that. Brian wants you real bad. You think so? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Brian is just a cool individual. I don't look at Brian in that way. And plus, Brian like white boys. I don't like white boys or white girls like that. They look, some of them that is in shape, they look good. But other than that, I don't want to sleep with them. I ain't gonna lie to you. I have only maybe met 2 Caucasians in my life. But they wasn't my speed. So yeah, no, they wasn't my speed at all. Never ever. I'm always sticking to the chocolate. You know, always sticking to chocolate. Always. Chocolate and brown. Chocolate and brown. I don't like too dark. Even though I can handle, a little too dark. Well, that's how it goes. You said that's I should. How you doing, mean? Mean. Was it Mean Mina? How you doing, Mean Mina? That sounds like a wrestler name, Mean Mina. I like that. Dark Magic. How you doing? I didn't say your name. He said, "Will you power top?" Oh my goodness, I don't look at him like that, so I won't answer that. I can't answer that. As far as y'all concerned, I can't use my dick. I'm just saying. I am just saying. It's the truth. It's the truth. It is the truth. And that's nasty. Like, that's somebody that I look as as a cool person. I don't know if we could be friends. I wouldn't mind being a friend, but shit, go out a movie or something. Well, not a movie. I don't like movies. Maybe to a club. Teddy, Teddy club up. Go to a club, shit, and just chill. Cause I ain't trying to bring nobody home. Especially when I'm not staying in that state. Mm-mm. And even if I was in my original state, I would not be. I would not bring anybody home. Because I don't want them knowing where I stay at. I have always been like that a little bit. It's certain ones that you can, maybe, let the guard down and let them around, where you lay your head at. But certain ones can be kind of crazy. So you got to be mindful. To the club up, to the club up. Walk up, walk up. But yeah, you guys, what else? What else did I see that was pretty interesting to me? It wasn't too much of nothing because I ain't gonna lie to you. I have a hard time. Well, not a hard time, but I have an easy time of just really kind of like shorten my intake of the arguing and the fighting. So therefore I be watching other things that's a little bit boring to other folks, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Like I like even like tomorrow. Well, maybe tonight. Well, no, I say for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm watching some Forensic Files, and I'm just gonna be enjoying myself. I don't know, just be enjoying myself and shit. Keep it like it is. Can't wait for that. I can't wait for that at all. Hey Beverly, how you doing? It's good to see you. It's good to see you. It is good to see you. But yeah, you guys, I don't have too much to talk about today. I came on here for a little short time, and I expressed my feelings, whether people want to, hear it or not. I'm just giving my opinion about certain things. But I wouldn't be mad, Brian. You'll be all right. I would just say, shit, just be mindful. Shit, just don't be going over there every day and hitting that link. I'd rather you stay in the chat. Stay in the chat. You know what I'm saying? You be much better. Hitting that link, that nigga just sitting back being quiet, and then he allowing you to get into it with other people too. Don't try to stop it. He only wants to stop it when he wants to stop it. Not when you may have asked him to, can you drop them, or not drop them, but can you put them in backstage, to try to diffuse certain things. But he wants the drama. The drama brings in the views. The drama brings in the views. So, that's how it be. And it's like, Brian did say a lot, everybody named that he named. It's true. It's true. You know, we brought them numbers up, and you made that cash. We say it was over $2,000. Hey, wish I could have made that. But if I was more interesting, I don't talk about a lot of stuff because a lot of things on here I don't really too much care about. It's just people, getting into it, getting cool. Some stay enemies forever. You know, you may see them cook, you may see them sing, you may see them dance, you may see them in a challenge. Um, it's cool to entertain that here and there, but other than that, I'm not really focusing on that. Mm-mm, you know, not at all, not at all. But yeah. Well, you guys, time for me to get up on out of here because I gotta go wash my ass and I gotta go wash some clothes and everything. So I gotta get up on out of here. Get up on out of here. Get up on out of here. I wanted to finish my blunt, but I can't finish that. I'm gonna have to wait till later on till I get done doing what I gotta do. Yes, indeed. Hey, Sherry R. See you later, you guys. I'm out of here.